a minute. I'm going to open it up and then just raise your hand like that. I would love to hear a few wins from the challenge, some things that opened up for you, some things that maybe you broke through or that you're aware of now. I'd love to take a few shares just so we can celebrate that. Just raise your hand like that physically or put the cartoon up if you're open to sharing. Let's see. Hi, I'm unmuting you. It says iPhone. I don't see your name, but the pretty necklace and the pink top.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Carpenter.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Absolutely wanted to share that, in fact, I had sent you a message. And just wanted to say that, for me, it was just a huge mindset change that I had to have. And once I did that, I was really able to say, I'm committed to doing this. Some I've tried before and I didn't succeed. And so at my work, we've also had a challenge as far as weight loss as well. So kind of tied in with that.
Yeah.
And so as of today, I'm down to a total of 10 pounds.
It's amazing. Congratulations.
I'm so excited for that. My daughter's getting married next Saturday.
Congratulations.
And so my goal is just to lose more. So not only that I look better in pictures, but for me, just feeling better about myself. So
yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I'm happy for you. When you say mindset shift was big for you, what did it take from you to be able to be open to that?
I think that for me, and to share, I know other women have been through this. So, I'm a survivor of domestic violence. And I think that just all the negativity that I had been through for so long, I don't know, it's like I saw everybody else at my office, going forth with this, and I felt stressed, and I was like, I'm going to go ahead and eat that sandwich. I'm going to go ahead and eat that bread. I'm not worth it. And so sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
It's just saying that I am worth that.
Yes, you are. Yeah. And congratulations to you for being aware of that. That's a really tough thing to associate. Wow, I'm feeling this way, so I'm going to eat, and that's going to self-soothe, but then it creates a cycle.
Yeah. And I had gained close to 100 pounds.
Wow.
And so granted, I think I was underweight before, but I went from 120 pounds to over 220 pounds. And, my thyroid went bad. And I think a lot of that was stress.
Yeah.
Plus I had and probably a little TMI, but I had a hysterectomy. So I know that was another part of it. But just saying, I'm going to take better care of myself. And it's not for anybody. It's for me. And
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And here's what I want you to know and notice and see. So all those things that happen to you, they're real, right? The domestic violence, the thyroid, the hysterectomy, all of that stuff is very real. And that's when I speak into false assumed truths, what that is. Like, so yes, those are real things, but then what we do with that, how we become, how we show up, how the actions we take, a result of the beliefs we put around it. So what's amazing for you right now is that you're starting to see this shift, is that you start to put an awareness on it and you rewrite the story. And now you are down 10 pounds and you are taking back control and you are worth it. And that's incredible. So those things that happen to us, they don't have to define us. They don't have to be the reason we stop.
Yeah. And what I would like to be able to do is say, I went through a lot, and I don't think it's the appropriate time to share everything right now. But my goal is to find my success story and to be able to reach back and help somebody else, because this affects so many different women. And that I work with, I'm finding more and more people are going to have, similar stories. And I think that just finding that comfort food and not feeling like we're worth it. So it was just a mindset change for me. It was
incredible. So incredible. Thank you for sharing.
I say thank you for doing this. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'd love to take another share. And was anybody else love to share a win? That was a fabulous one. Hi, Maria. I see you over there. Hi.
I'm driving. I'm on my way home from the gym. Okay?
Okay.
But, okay, I have to say that this challenge is like help me, like you have no idea. Because yes, since last June that I decide to lose the overweight that I was, I was very good about it. I learned how to count calories, which in my life I doing that. But what happened is, since these challenges start, I learned and I shift my mindset to see food as a friend, not be afraid to eat the right way, healthy way, without counting calories, just to combine the three the three meals like you taught us. For me, it's been amazing, and I already declared at the gym with some of my friends and the instructors in there that I am strong, I am fit, I am living a healthy lifestyle right now, and I'm gonna help so many people, including my family members.
Mm, so awesome.
And I love it. I love it, and I feel great. I got super energy. I've been doing all the challenges in the morning. I haven't even joined the morning because I have to be at work. But every afternoon when I come from back to home, I look at it. I do the challenges before go anywhere or afterwards. And then, of course, I combine it with my other exercise. But this is helping me a lot. And I feel good. I feel like, yes, probably I'm losing weight without knowing because I haven't weighed myself. I'm not like weighing myself all the time. And I just have 10 more pounds to go. But you know what? I'm not about to losing only the weight and look, oh my God, skinny or thin, whatever. I'm about to be strong mentally, physically, and to be healthy. That's my goal.
That's incredible.
And to every day look for increase my healthy.
I love it, Maria.
My healthy body and my mind. And you and your challenge has helped me like you have no idea. I see things in different way. My mind is changing, and I know my mind is gonna start shifting about everything, career, goals, everything. I know that.
I love it. I love it, Maria.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing.
So much.
Thank you for sharing and participating. Thank you all. I want to share that this is what's really cool, you guys. So I know, and I've had a lot of messages of people saying, thank you for putting together this challenge. That's great. I want you to know that I might be facilitating the information to you, but you all are doing the work. So I just want to first acknowledge all of you for showing up, for committing, for deciding, for taking action in yourself. When we invest in ourselves, it's not just money, it's time also. And I want to just acknowledge you for doing that and taking the time to do the work, because I'm so proud of you. And this really could set the tone for you forever. It's really incredible. And I love listening to the breakthroughs that are happening, and it's incredible. I do want to share that it is really, really critical to remember where you are right now. Like if you've gone through this challenge and you're feeling amazing and you're on fire, I want you to journal about it and remember, because it's very easy to fall back into comfort zones. Those stories, those false assumed truths that we have been believing for years and years and years. 30, 40, 50, 60 years, like that stuff is ingrained in us. That is our comfort zone. So I love that I got to rock your world and be part of that this week, but just know it takes time to form habits, and I don't want you to fall back. So I hope many of you are continuing on with me. I know a lot of you are in Full Body Reset, and I think it's incredible, and I can't wait to go deeper with you and work with you. If you're not following up with me, I just want to share the importance of journaling and remembering and repeating, because it's very easy to go back to what some call the drift, or just these old ways that comes up. And we all have people in our lives that are going to remind us of those old ways, right? They're going to remind us of it. So have a plan at place, and be very clear with yourself. Ask yourself this. And if you're writing notes right now, write this down. What is at risk if I don't fix this? What is at risk if I don't fix this? Like what that means is, Like, what happens to you? Like, what's at risk? What happens to your family? What happens to your life? What happens to your vision, your goals, your body, your health, all of it? Ask yourself that question. What's at risk if I don't fix this? Really, really important. And today, on this morning, I touch on a few topics that I want to go a little bit deeper on right now. So my slogan, many of you know, is excuses or solutions, you decide. And I stand by that slogan. And I want to share with you, when I used to have that slogan when I started my journey with Natalie Jill Fitness. And I had some marketing advice at one time to not use it. They said, that's offensive, you're turning people away. Well, when I had that slogan, I would get radical results for people. At the time, I had just a few programs, and I would go all in with people, and we got radical results. And my stance on things was what I've shared with you a lot this week, that I'm not here to validate your excuses, because that doesn't serve you. Validating your excuses makes you feel good in a moment. It doesn't serve you or help you get better, right? So I made my slogan, excuses or solutions, you decide, not to be mean, but because it was my stance. And I had some marketing advice to not use it. It was offensive. I should switch to happy, healthy, and fit. And some of you that have been following me for years, you might have seen this transition. And somehow I got away from my messaging, like excuses or solutions, and everything I talk into with mindset and what you all are seeing. And what was interesting is I stopped getting results from my clients. Like, it was funny, like literally, like results stopped happening because it was too soft. It was too nice. And I thought, if I am going to do this, I need to stand for people. Like, I'm not going to validate all the things wrong with us, because that list goes on for days, years. Like, that does not serve you. So I'm not a fan of all the marketing about, like, it's not your fault, it's like, because it just gives us a reason to stay playing small. It gives us a reason to stay safe and to not go for things. We hear we had a hysterectomy. We, as you just shared, we hear we had a thyroid. We have whatever the diagnosis is, and then people are validating that's why we're here, and then we stay small. We stay playing small. So I don't want to validate that for you, and I'm going to ask of you to get really clear in your life that you are not going to tolerate excuses for yourself. Meaning, you have an excuse that pops up, and believe me, I have them every day. I'm just being real. Like, I have them every day. And what I've learned is I can't give it fuel, because you give it fuel, the flame gets bigger. So when you have those excuses pop up, adopt that slogan. Look for the solution. There is always a solution. There is always a solution. Always. You can choose to look for evidence supporting the excuse, or you can choose to look for evidence finding the solution. You always can do that. So choose to do that. There's all those false assumed truths that we worked through, all of them that you're aware of now. We didn't even really work through them. We just scratched the surface on it. We pulled them up, right? All of them. You Google any one of them, you're going to find a whole support team of why that's a terrible thing and it's awful. It's doomsday. You're right. But we can also choose to find evidence of the other. Age is a big one. The reason I speak right into women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, I'm 47. I can help a lot of people. However, women that are 10, 15 years close to my age, it seems to work ideal. You know this. You could find women my age that are extremely aged. They're acting old. They're aches and pains and complaints and whatever. And we as a society start thinking that's what that age is supposed to look like. And then you could find evidence of others that look like they're younger, that are acting younger, that are achieving big things. So it's all what you choose to look for. So I leave you with a big thing from this challenge. I hope if you take away nothing else, I want you to take away the excuses or solutions, the mantra of that, because you can constantly do that. And you start training people around you not to buy into your excuses. Many of you know Liana, who's actually my cousin. That's why we look alike, by the way. We're first cousins. And she's my right hand. She's my director of customer success. She's amazing. She's been with me since almost the beginning working on this. But she knows this of me. So you can ask Liana. On any given day, I call her with some excuse. And she's even learned not to validate my excuses, because it's a downward spiral when it happens. It's a downward spiral. So you want to train people around you not to validate your excuses too. Okay? Really important. Who hears me on this? Like, who gets that? Gets this now? Raise your hand. Say I, yeah. Because this is important. And then if you really feel it, I want you to write in the chat, by the way, write, no more excuses, solutions only. No more excuses, solutions only. Own it. Own it. Write it down. Get yourself moving with it. Okay, the next thing I want to ask you about, and I touched on this a little bit this morning, but the other question I want you to carry with you always is, who do I need to be? Who do I need to be with everything? So you're in a situation, let's say, and it feels super stressful, and you're getting wound up and you want to grab the food or whatever it is to comfort you. You want to stop yourself and say, who do I need to be in this moment? Who do I need to be in this moment? And what that means is you embody that person and you start shifting to what that person would make a decision, what their decision would be. If you're looking to be that healthy, fit, vibrant, strong, fabulous woman, what decision do you need to make in that moment? Who do you need to be? And just ground yourself in it. Like literally take that question in and think about it for a minute. And make a decision. It's always a decision. It's just deciding. You know, many of you know I have a podcast. It's called Leveling Up, Creating Everything from Nothing. If you don't know, definitely check it out because it's a free tool of tons of great interviews. But the theme on that podcast, I interview so many people on how they leveled up and created everything from nothing. Now, surprisingly, I've only done 2 episodes that are on weight loss. Everything else has been on finances, creating a better life, personal development, relationships, anything else. But I've interviewed story after story of people that had a massive setback, failure, hardship, or came from very humble beginnings and achieved greatness. And every single interview I've done, and I've done about 70 interviews now, every single one without a fail, it always starts, when I say, how did you start to level up? It always starts with, I made a decision. It always starts, I made a decision. I decided. The next thing that always happens without a fail is they talk about the vision of who they wanted to step into, who they needed to be, who they wanted to become. Always. Every single interview I've done, decide and vision. Excuses or solutions, and asking yourself, who do I need to be, gets you there. They will help stop that. With those questions, what I want you to really look at asking yourself is, who do you let on your bus? I want you to actually envision a bus, like you're driving a bus and you are driving around town. You are collecting people that are going to keep you in the right mindset. Who do you let on that bus? What information comes in? Who do you let on and who do you kick off? If I was driving around town loading up my bus, I would pick up people that were speaking into greatness, that were empowering me, that I could learn from, that were on the same mission as me, that had similar goals, that were striving to be a better person, that wanted to make a difference in the world, that wanted to put their best self forward, that wanted to be passionate. That's what I put on my bus. I would kick all the complainers off. Anyone that didn't believe in me, they'd be done. Anyone that told me I can't, they're out. Every stop, those people would get off and the new ones would get on. Drive that bus around and look at what you're collecting. What groups are you a part of? What programs are you in? What podcasts are you listening to? What books are you reading? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you taking advice from? Who are you taking advice from? I love when, especially with Full Body Reset, which I'm going to talk about too today, I promise, because as you know, I'm passionate about that. In case you didn't know, you're sleeping under a rock. I'm passionate about Full Body Reset, and I'm about to share that with you in a few minutes. But what I want you to ask yourself is, who are you taking under advisement for things? I've had people say, oh, I checked with my friend, and she said not to do it because I should do something else. I said, well, tell me about your friend. Well, she's depressed. She's got a lot of excuses. She's overweight. Okay, who are you taking advisement from? Same with your finances, your business, whatever. Look at who are you getting information from? Who are you learning from? Who do you look up to? Who inspires you? Who empowers you? Look at that. Think about that bus daily. Who do you collect on your bus? That's actual people, but it's also what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're reading, what's in your surroundings. Always being aware of what is on your bus. Really critical. The next 2 questions I have for you. What are you passionate about? Now, this is a big question. Now, if you go on with me to Full Body Reset, we're going to dive way deeper onto this because passion comes up during Full Body Reset. But I want you to ask yourself what you're passionate about right now, because if you don't have an answer to that, then it's definitely time to step up and make a change. Because we're not here just to do a to-do list. That's not why we're here. I believe that there's a bigger reason. No matter what your beliefs are, religion-wise or whatever, I believe we're here for something other than just to complete a to-do list every day. We're here to make a difference. We're here to have fun. We're here to learn. We're here to be on a journey. So what are you passionate about? What do you do that gets you lost in time? What's actually fun for you? Where are you most present? I find when I'm super present, I'm happiest. And I think if you really dig into what you're happy doing, you'll find you're also very present in those moments. I interviewed somebody right before this session tonight with you all. And Jen, I see you on, and Liana, so you know him. I interviewed Zion. And I asked him, we were talking about passion and purpose. He said, I believe in when you're happy and you're passionate when you forget to poo and eat. And I got a giggle out of that, but we all know those times when you're like so lost in the moment and so happy that you forget those two things, right? I want that for you. I want that possibility for all of you. You all are here for a reason. You're not here just to check off a to-do list. Passion and purpose are everything. The next question I want to answer you, and I'm going to be answering a lot of questions today, by the way. In a few minutes, I've got to transition, and I'm going to open up for a lot of questions today because I want to make sure I get all your questions answered. But I want to ask you, what's your plan? How will you be accountable? You don't have to actually tell me right now, but I want you to think this through. Like, what is your plan after today? Are you repeating the challenge? Are you going to join FBR? If not, what are you going to do? But you need to have a plan. Have a plan. Don't go back. You've come so far in 5 days. I know it was a short time, but you've come so far. As I said this morning, if you didn't hear, I said, what we've done so far is we basically took an Uber to the airport. We took an Uber to the airport. We're dreaming about destination right now. I want to get you on the plane and go to Hawaii. And I want to get you on the first class plane to Hawaii. That's what I want for you. So what is your plan? Really think that through. I'm not attached. No, I'm going to tell you that Full Body Reset is the ideal next choice because I'm passionate about it, because I created it, because I believe in it, because I see the results. I know the results. I know what's on the other side of what you don't know right now. But if that's not your choice, I still love you. Just have a plan. Make sure you have a plan. Okay. I also want you, one more thing. I lied. I said one more question, but I do have one more question I wrote down for you. I want you to think and remember also where you were before these 5 days. We can't forget that. Where you were then and where you were now. And how far you've come in 5 days so you can start to see what's possible. And I have a feeling, I don't know, but I have a feeling just because I've done this for a long time and I've met so many wonderful people through my programs, I have a feeling that you didn't even know what you didn't know before this week. Like you didn't even know the shifts this week were possible in 5 days. So sometimes we don't even know what's on the other side of things. I know that it's like you don't even know what you don't know. There's so much possibility for you. So don't forget where you started from and where you've come, because I want you to hold on to that and keep going. It's critical. Okay, I invited Jen. Jen, I'm going to unmute you. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Hi, I invited Jen on. I'm going to put her up here on the screen in just a second. Oops, I just made it larger on me. I meant to make it larger on you because I'm recording it. Let's see. Let me, here we go. Hi, Jen. Okay, so I invited Jen on because I just met Jen recently. And this is before I had the Full Body Reset live coming up. So I've had at different times in the year a Full Body Reset 6-week program that is not a live version. That means there's no live training with me. There's no Facebook group. It's just the videos, which is still phenomenal. But she joined that. But I wanted to ask her because I want to ask you some questions and you'll see why I'm asking them in a minute. And Jen, just answer them like totally as you, authentically. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm curious also. Where were you before you started working with me?
I literally, the night before I started working with you, I prayed, because for 3 years, and I'm a very disciplined exerciser. I did Taibo with Billy Blanks for 10 years. I'm a very disciplined dieter. I tried everything for 3 years, going through hormone changes and perimenopause. Ended up having a hysterectomy in November of 2018. I've usually been able to like mindset my way out of anything in life. Was not able to mindset my way out of that. I just had to surrender and let Western medicine help me. And I was at the point when I prayed the night before I met you, where I said, I don't know what else to do. I've literally done everything. Please help. And then I met you the next day. Wow. And I just knew that was like a sign from God for me. I believe in God. Everybody has their own beliefs. Mm-hmm. For me, that was a sign that I was supposed to follow this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. So what made you decide to join FBR? Because I know like looking at a 6-week program, that's a commitment. What was the voice, what was going through your mind that made you decide to do it?
It was our conversation where I had told you that basically I was the type of person that would join your program after you described the age range and type of person that would join your program. And I was basically in tears in our conversation. And I knew
guys, Jen was interviewing me when this was all coming up.
I was interviewing her for her story.
Her initially.
And then I was the one crying. I was like, you just described me when she described all the people that she had helped. And I was so intrigued and so moved that what made me decide to join the program was because what Natalie said was, it's probably about your mindset. And she was right.
Now that's interesting because you just said a minute ago about the mindset wasn't helping with other stuff you had going on. So what was in the gap there? Like what made that, why is that different with just now?
Because I had forgotten about what was really important to me in the 3 years and a new marriage and stepkids and ex-wife and taking on everybody else's stuff that I forgot about what was important to me. And literally the first week of the program, before you even get into the diet and exercise, in the first week of the program, we go into the vision board. And I literally made one on my iMovie, which is like a moving picture with music, which really lights me up inside. And I started remembering what my heart really wanted in life and what my purpose is here. And I had forgotten my purpose through giving to everybody else. I stopped giving to myself.
Wow. I know a lot of women listening to this and men, I've got a few men on here, can definitely relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
So what did you, well, I'm not going to ask you that question. I'm going to ask a different one, because a lot of women looking at this right now and men looking at this, it's an undertaking. It's 6 weeks. It is a commitment of stuff. And what would you tell them? Because you've been in it now. Talk about your experience so far in it, what it's like, just anything you think that would be helpful to them to understand.
Oh my gosh, it's the best commitment I've ever made. It's really, out of all the commitments I've made, I think it can take more time to negative talk, and you address this in the Full Body Reset program. It can take more time to sit there and think negative thoughts about myself than it can take to go to the grocery store, take the shopping list I've downloaded, prepare all these like freaking epic recipes that are delicious. And I feel like I'm missing nothing. It was my birthday on Monday. I didn't even want cake. My mom offered to make me a cake and I was like, I don't want it. I'll have strawberries. That's like never been me in my life. Yeah, like I don't.
Interesting. There's people that do Full Body Reset. This has not happened to me. I just want to be really clear that they say strawberries start to taste really sweet to them. I still like cake, just for the record, but I love that so many women have said that like strawberries are super sweet to them after they.
They're perfect for me. Like I don't, I had like super, super dark chocolate, which had like coconut sugar in it instead of like super sweet with some strawberries. And that was totally fine for me. It was like what you talked about. Like if you don't do it 100% of the time, if you're on 80% of the time, that's what counts. Don't like hurt yourself and be hard on yourself about it. And I've tended to be really hard on myself when I don't fully commit 100% of the time. And that mindset shift has really made all the difference for me. And literally a month ago, like not even a month ago, I couldn't even button the jeans that I have on right now that I'm sitting like super comfortably in.
Oh, I love it. I love this. This is so awesome. So if you had 30 seconds to inspire someone and why they should join Full Body Reset, what would you tell them?
This is like the only thing that has ever worked for me. Like I have tried paleo. I have tried keto. I have tried intermittent fasting. I have starved myself. I have counted calories. I have done too much exercise. The amount of exercise in this is like nothing. It's hard, but it's challenging and it's fun. It's never boring and I can do it every day. And the mindset exercises really make me think. They really make me think about what's important about how I view the world and how I feel about myself inside and what thoughts I'm thinking and what I'm putting into myself. It's making me love myself. If anything else, like forget the weight, forget everything else, but it just makes you love yourself. That's the reason to join it.
That's incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the confidence, Natalie, really quick, like my confidence growing older and everything. And
by the way, how old are you? Do you mind sharing your age with everyone?
Not at all. I just turned 47.
Okay.
And I was feeling like old and like I was feeling like I looked old and I was putting my clothes on and just feel like I don't even want to leave the house. And now I'm putting on my heels and I'm feeling sexy and I'm feeling beautiful and I'm feeling confident. Like it's literally shifted inside. That love for myself and that confidence that I'm starting to feel is worth everything.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I love Jen's story too, because she was interviewing me. She was interviewing me about my story and my journey and what I do. She was doing that for a write-up. So she was just asking me questions and I was just answering them. And she ended up in tears. And I was like, what's going on? And that's how she ended up in Full Body Reset. So it was interesting. It wasn't even, I didn't even know that just me talking about what was coming up and why I developed the program would land like that with her. So that's amazing, Jen. I can't wait to see your final result. She's still in the thick of it. So thank you.
Never going to stop eating this way and doing these things. There's no reason to.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's everything.
Okay, so now it's your turn. I'm gonna open it up to questions. This is the time. I want you to definitely raise your hand or type a comment. Any questions, go. About this whole week, about Full Body Reset, about what's next, nutrition workout. While you have me on this live masterclass tonight, I want to answer any question that you have that's been lingering. And I also want to, you can start typing them or you can raise your hand if you physically have one for me. I also want to share with you, if you have not joined Full Body Reset yet and you're considering it, just what that looks like, by the way. As soon as you enroll in Full Body Reset, you'll have instant access to a very easy to navigate membership site. We give you a login, it's super easy, and we give you bite-sized chunks of information at a time. So I do not overwhelm you with like 6 weeks of content because I get that would be a lot. So it's very strategic to be in a dripped format. Officially on the 8th, on April 8th, is when the live version together starts. So what that means is if you enrolled today, for instance, you're going to get access to something called Prep Week. Now, Prep Week is information on how to get yourself ready for it. Mentally, food-wise, body-wise, everything, how to get yourself ready for it. We go through Prep Week together real time in the group starting on the 8th, but you'd have access right now. So you could take the next 2 weeks to go through Prep Week. Some people have massive results just on Prep Week alone because it teaches you the basics and it's so thorough and it's so easy to follow. So we have, you'll have access to Prep Week. If you start following Prep Week, by day 5, you're going to feel like a new person. Now, if you've been rigorous this week during the challenge, it's a continuation. If you haven't stuck to the challenge, it's going to be pretty dramatic. So it's either way, you're going to start feeling amazing. There's so much education that you'll have in bite-sized chunks. I want to keep saying, this is not like you have hours and hours of videos and it's going to feel, it's nothing like that. It's very simple. I took the best of the information and I made it as simple as possible to follow. You'll also get access to a Facebook group, kind of like what you're in now with Quick Body Reset, but this will be a lot smaller because it's a lot smaller what we have in Full Body Reset. Every single question gets answered. Every single question you have gets answered by me or my team. We're really sure about that. You've got extra materials we'll put in there. I also will be doing a live masterclass like this, but that goes deep each week in Full Body Reset. And for those of you that join before it even starts, we're doing a bonus masterclass, which is even smaller. There might only be, call it, 50 to 100 of you on max on that. So it'll be really, really, we'll be going really deep on that too. So that's what it looks like. We set you up to win. It's a prep week. It's 4 weeks of actual structure. And then it's a maintenance week that carries you on forever. That's the way that it looks. Okay, I'm going to start taking questions. How do you prepare your bone broth? Do you have a favorite spices to add? Okay, bone broth I do not make on my own. Although I have, if you Google Natalie Jill bone broth, you will see a recipe for it. I do not make it on my own because I don't do chicken feet. I'm just being real. And that's what people tend to put in their bone broth to make it. I won't do that. So I buy it frozen. I want to pretend it grows on a tree, which is what I do. So I buy frozen bone broth. And I leave it in my freezer. I defrost it. I heat it up. What spices do I use? Anything and everything. A lot of times it's a way to get extra vegetables in. I'll cut up a ton of vegetables, spices, garlic, onion, whatever, throw it in. I make it as a base for soup. That's how and I drink it like tea. It's awesome, but it's a great way to get extra vegetables in too. So that's what I do for bone broth. Let's see. It's so easy to stay within your calorie range when you eat like this. I'm having trouble not being hungry for my dinner. That's a win. That's a win. If you are following this program and you have a break in willpower, like being invited to go out to eat, does it derail the program? Absolutely not. So I believe in teaching a way to eat forever. I do not believe in fad diets, all or nothing, black and white dieting. I'm not a fan of that. I like to teach you what's ideal for your body in a way that makes sense, that you understand, that clicks, so you can make your best choices at all times, which means no food is ever fully off limit. We just start to categorize it. So most of the time, you're eating a natural, unprocessed, real food diet. That's what you're doing. Every now and then, you might want something that's not a natural, unprocessed, real food diet. But what you're gonna learn, especially in Full Body Reset, is what that does to your body. Not in a scary way, but just so you have an understanding. So you have an understanding of what foods you're eating or doing. And you start to, one, make different choices because you understand what it's doing to you. But you also learn how to balance things. So like, let's say I want a donut. Okay. One, I would get gluten-free because I'm celiac. I'm going to have the donut, but that's going to be my starchy carb and my fat. So that's not the ideal starchy carb and fat, but that's what I would count it as. And then I'd have my protein. So I just learn about balance. That's what I do with that. That's how I handle that. You're going to go off a deep end and eat a whole pizza, I'm not saying to do that, but it's what you do the majority of the time that matters. So it's about not beating yourself up. And this is something I really, really drill home in Full Body Reset, and the community, the support does too, is that we don't dwell on that kind of thing. It's not like a mistake or you failed. It's just, we just move on. We just move on. And that's real life. Let's see. Do I have a later chat time? iPhone. Do you mean for this challenge right now or in general? Okay, I'm still having, let's see. Okay, let's see. I followed the challenge this week and I'm adding in my own workouts and haven't noticed any real changes in my clothes and the way they're fitting. What have you seen as norm for your clients? When do they notice changes in clothing? Great question, Erica. Okay, so good question. First and foremost, we've only been 5 days together right now. 5 days. So that's not unusual. Depends on where you're starting from. So I would want to know more, Erica. And when you join Full Body Reset, by the way, you fill out an intake form so we can totally see like who's in there, what you've done in the past, like where you've been, all of that. So we can help you with that. So if you are, and I don't know, maybe you can answer this and I'll see it, but if you are somebody that was already somewhat fit, like pretty fit and eating healthy, you would see a lesser change, but on average, you will lose about 2 pounds of fat per week until you hit your body's healthy goal weight. That's on average. Now, if you're joining me and this is a totally different way of eating and doing things for you, you're going to have a much more dramatic loss initially, and then it'll trickle down to about 2 pounds of fat per week. Now, if you're somebody that has been dieting for years and years and years, then we've got some metabolism fixing to do. So that also can make a difference. So I would I'd have a lot more questions for you on what's going on there and what's happening. Like I'd want to look at a food log of exactly what you're eating and what's going on. So no, that's not like incredibly unusual. It's just that there's a reason for it. So I'd want to look at why. So I hope that helps. So I'd want to wonder that. Holly says, I've never used chicken feet either. I know. It's, you know what's funny? Twice I had a guest where we were making bone broth and they threw chicken feet in there. I was like, whoa. They said, well, there's a lot of collagen in it. I said, that just, I can't. So that's where that came from. Is stevia in the raw acceptable? Yes, it is. Can I add Himalaya salt to bone broth? Yes, you can. Is the program appropriate for diabetics? Yes, it is. Type 1 or type 2. It's totally, and let me explain. It's an unprocessed natural food diet. We're not doing supplements. We're not doing crazy, like restrictive anything. We're not taking out entire food groups. This is healthy. By all means, feel free to show whatever you want to your doctor. Make sure they're cool with it. I'm not your doctor, but I've never, ever, ever had a doctor say this is not okay for diabetics. And you still get to be responsible for your health and make sure and check. And there is a printout in Full Body Reset of a sample in prep week, so you're more than welcome to bring that to them. We balance everything on real, natural, unprocessed foods, carbs, proteins, fats. There should not be any issue with that. Now, what has happened, if you are type 2 diabetic, a lot of times people end up needing less insulin. So you would pay attention to that because you're eating less starches, less impact from sugar, so you may not need as much insulin, and you'll work with your doctor on that. If you're type 1 diabetic, depending on where you're starting from, that also can mean a little bit less insulin, and just paying attention to that. But the way that we eat on this is very healthy. And I'll tell you, it's a lot healthier than doing like those, what are those diabetic shakes that they give you that are all junk? This is way healthier than that. So, but I have nothing to hide on this. So feel free to take the diet to your doctor, run it by, say this is what I'm doing. It's always healthier to lose excess fat. So shouldn't be an issue there. Let's see. Will TBR be accessible on the Facebook app? I'm not sure what that means, Donata. I'm sorry. I can only, I don't know. If you mean this Zoom live webinar right now, that's a little bit different, but we do put the replay on the group. Okay, let's see. Do we need prep for the week? I struggle with protein. Yeah, so Joella, we will be in Full Body Reset. We go through how to build a meal. We did it a little bit generally here. We go a lot deeper. Like you understand why. I teach you in Full Body Reset more like what happens when you eat too much high fructose corn syrup? What happens when you have artificial sweeteners? Why do I look for antibiotic and hormone free? What happens when you have thyroid issues? What happens when your hormones shift? I go deep into that stuff because I want you to understand it. I spared you from a lot of that this week because we were trying something on this week. But I want you to understand in Full Body Reset so you can start making better, different choices. Let's see. Okay. What category would almond milk fall into? It depends. Typically that would, if it's a low fat one, probably a carb. I'd have to look at which one you're having there. Is a quick reset guide and Facebook page going to stay open after today? Jen, yes, it will. I do not know how long. I haven't decided that yet. As long as I have the manpower to manage it, yes. When Full Body Reset starts, we will be a lot less active in the Quick Body Reset group. And at that point, I'll have to make a decision what I want to do with it. So, but I would give everybody warning. It won't be like, bye, it's gone tomorrow. It's not going to be like that at all. So I'll make sure you always know where to find what we shared on Quick Body Reset. I'm in the process of moving a lot of those videos over to like one PDF file. So that way all of you know how to access those. Let's see. How would you set up a meal plan for weight loss for someone that will not eat fruits or vegetables? If you just cut out sugars and eat 3 meals and 2. Got it. Okay. Cindy, why won't you eat fruits and vegetables? That's what I want to know. Here's the thing. You can lose weight not eating fruit and vegetables. It's not like it's a mandatory thing, but there's so many health benefits to plant-based foods that I would not be doing you a favor just excusing you from eating them. So I would want to find out how we can make that work. Maybe worst case, we find you like a greens powder that you could do instead of the vegetables. We find a way to sneak them in, but I want you getting phytonutrients. I think it's very, very important, especially as we're aging. There's so many benefits to it. Will these videos and morning videos? Yes, Erica, all of these videos we've done are in a playlist on my YouTube channel right now. And I'm going to make sure you guys all know where to find those before I close the group, for sure. And I'm not closing it like today, so no problem there. Okay. Anyone want to talk right now? Like raise your hand also. I'm just reading comments on that thing, but if you have a question and I can pull you on the camera, I'll do that as well. Just raise your hand and I'll see. Hi, Donata, do you have your hand up still on purpose right there? Hi, Donata.
Yeah. Hi. What I was asking was, is it possible for me to access the full body reset through my Facebook app instead of through the internet?
Got it.
When I click on your link, it takes me to an internet.
Yes. Okay. So it's a private membership site. So no, unfortunately. But do you not have internet access or what's happening here?
Yeah, I do. It's just that when I make comments on the wall, I get notifications if I'm on Facebook app.
Oh, so you're so the way the membership site works for Full Body Reset is it's a portal and you actually can comment under the videos and we check those as well. So a lot of times people do like Jen that we interviewed her a little earlier on here. She did Full Body Reset when it wasn't a live version, so there was no group or Zooms. So she did everything through Full Body Reset on that actual site, and we go in and answer questions on there too.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it sounds like you said it's not accessible through the Facebook app. That's what it's.
No, it's not like linked to Facebook. It's a private membership site that I have.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Maria.
Hey, sorry. I use the unsweet almond milk. That's what I use. So I would like to know in what category that will fall. And I don't use it all the time, but
how many?
I don't drink milk, regular milk, nothing like that. Just almond milk.
How much are you drinking of it?
Well, I don't drink it. I just add it to when I do a smoothie, a shake, I use like maybe half or a cup the most with my fruits and my vegetables if I'm going to do a shake like that and my protein powder. I
would just put, it's almond milk's kind of one of those, there's a couple foods that I honestly, they can go in different categories, like chia seeds. I get okay. And hummus. It's always like, it depends. I don't have, some foods aren't as black and white, just like nuts, for instance, nuts are a fat, but they also have protein in it. So it's like, so I make it basic for you so we can be somewhat congruent, but there is exceptions. Almond milk is a funny one. I guess I would probably in that case count it as a carb, but it's not a starchy carb necessary. I think it's fine. You're having a half a cup. As long as we're going in the right direction with the fat loss, weight loss, how we're feeling, it's not too much of a concern. When we're tweaking things, like I've had people go through Full Body Reset, they lose 10, 15, 20 pounds, whatever it is that they set out to lose. And now they're like on their last, like I can't get the last 5 pounds off. And that's when we start getting, so that's when I get more nitpicky about it. Like, so that's when I would say, okay, like let's really measure things. Let's look if you want to get there.
Okay. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's see, any other questions? Let's see. Susana, can I pull you on for a second? Can I pull you on? I'm going to pull her on. She doesn't know I was calling on her. I didn't tell her because I got to show you guys this. Wait, do we see her? Where'd she go? I got to unpin me so I can see you. Hold on. I'm recording it, so I want to make sure. I know you guys can see her. I can't. So hold on. Unpin video. Let's see. Are you unmuted, Susie? Whoops.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now.
Hi. Okay, can you guys see her? Okay. Hi. Okay, you guys, look, check this out. This was Susana, but when I met her, look at her now. First of all, you look like you're 20. She's a grandma, by the way. Do you mind sharing your experience about Full Body Reset?
Oh gosh. My life has changed and I'm never going back to the way I used to be. This eating plan is absolutely doable every day, everywhere. And there's just no way that I've learned too much and I know too much and Natalie cares too much and one thing I like about this program with Natalie is no excuses at all. Like, I didn't even try to make an excuse because there's no way she's not having it. And that actually got me where I am today. And I'm still here. I'm here for accountability. I'm here to be positive for someone that, you know, in our tribe. I want to be supportive in any way that I can. And I'm just passionate about people also. But Natalie has helped me find my self-love, I guess, and that it's okay to not have toxic people in my life. That's made a big difference as well. In my bus, only happy going fun people on my bus.
Love it. And I love it. I love that she did full body reset. She thrived in it, and she always shows back up for even my free stuff. Like she just comes back for more. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's my life now, and there's no reason to go back because this eating plan is sustainable. I changed my mind, and when I decided that I wanted to be healthy and be present and be there for my grandkids.
Yeah.
My pain is gone, and I'm just that I thought that first breakthrough where I made it through the ceiling, I thought, oh, okay, now what do I do? Well, in our conversations, you just break the ceiling again, and you keep doing that, and it's okay to level up over and over again. And I guess I didn't think like that before, but now I do, and sky's the limit. So
I'm so proud of you.
I'm really grateful that you show us how to get there. That's why I'm sticking around. I love it.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, she's incredible. Look, I mean, really, this is her. That's her grandkid, by the way. It's not her. It's her grandkid. That's her now.
Yep. Jeans and a sweater.
I love it.
I wasn't wearing that in the last 5 years. There's no way I would wear jeans and a sweater, but
I love it.
Thank you, Natalie.
You're welcome.
Everybody has to join FBR because that changed my life.
I love hearing that.
It's the truth.
Let's see. Okay. How do you handle toxic people when they are your sisters? Oh gosh. I understand that. Like that comes up a lot with people, by the way. So first it's redefining, toxic, and make change. Just like we write the stories of our past, it's stopping saying that. Like when we say someone's toxic, that we just keep fueling that. So it's rewriting the story and finding something good about them. First and foremost, I'll tell you that. And I've told many people to take that advice. And I want to say on that note, you still get to protect your time and what you let in. So how you handle it is just like how do we handle bad food? We have more of the good, we make less room for the bad. So you add in more and more of the good in your life, and it does make less room for the bad. So you literally surround yourself with more of the good, and then you might even get to a point, and many people, once you step into your power, especially after full body reset, get to this place where you actually can have a talk with somebody and say, hey, I'm on this plan in my life where I'm striving for these things, and I'd love for you to be in that spot too. But right now being around you is taking me out of that. So I'm going to welcome you back in my life when you're in a different space. I mean, there's literally nothing wrong with saying that. I know that feels uncomfortable. I have had that conversation with people before. I definitely have. So how you handle it, step one, stop viewing it as toxic. Just view it as maybe somebody you don't want on your bus, and don't put more energy into, validating that it's toxic, and start surrounding yourself with other things that are going to make it better for you, that are going to make you feel, have a higher vibe, have those right people in your life. Let's see. Suggested just on handling acid reflux. Yes. Okay. So acid reflux, that's a deeper question here, but, for the most part, step one would be to unprocess your diet, like what you're learning with me. The more you're eating natural, unprocessed foods, the more weight we lose. When we lose weight, we stop getting heartburn, we stop getting acid reflux. So that's first and foremost, rule that out. Be more hydrated. Next, especially as we age, it does come up. I know when we're pregnant or when we age, acid reflux comes up again. So the next thing is to look at what foods are you eating that are acidic, and what can you take out. Like tomato sauce, for instance, is highly acidic. So I would say we would go down a list of some foods to remove first and foremost. And then if it's like this unbearable thing and you've done all those things, then it's talking with your doctor about some type of medication just so you can get through. You don't want that overall acid reflux, or you can get an ulcer from that, and then it makes it harder. But first and foremost, you look at, is it dietary? Is it coming from that? What can I eliminate? Can I eat an unprocessed natural food diet? That's step one. I know I had it terrible when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I had to get really strict with not having tomatoes, tomato sauce, carbonated foods, fried foods. So it's just about being aware of that, but that's how you would handle it to start. Let's see. Okay. Can this help someone who's fit, eats healthy, organic processed foods, but just can't get that final body fat off? Yes. Yes, it can. A full body reset. Look, you guys, I have other programs. I'm just going to be real. I have other programs that are different. I just don't feel right not speaking into full body reset when I know it's my complete everything. It's my complete everything. So I feel like it's just the perfect place for people to start and jump in with me. Plus we give you direct coaching in there to help customize. So that's how I feel about that. Okay. How do you get into full body reset? It's thefullbodyreset.com, www.thefullbodyreset.com. Thefullbodyreset.com is how you get in, and you'll register. Last I checked, actually Liana would probably know, I don't even know the exact number, but I do know we are going to cut it off at a specific number. This will be, you do need to get in soon if you want to guarantee a spot, and if you want to get the bonus that we have of that additional live coaching call with me. So make sure you do that. Let's see, a few more questions here. Let's see. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything. I hope this helps with fibromyalgia pain. It absolutely can. Fibromyalgia and autoimmune diseases. Eating this way helps a lot. It helps a lot. So it's not going to make it worse. I'm going to promise you that. It's not going to make it worse. Okay. Awesome, guys. Thank you. Who's it? Just by show of hands, is any of you who signed up for Full Body Reset? Just wait. I want to acknowledge. Awesome. I can't wait to see you in there. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I love it. Donata, do you have another question? I see your hand up over there. Just want to make sure. Donata, do you have a question?
I thought you said raise our hands. So
I did, but I saw like the, okay. My bad. Sorry. Thank you. Awesome. I can't wait to see you guys. Listen, it's been awesome working with you over the last week. Thank you for letting me into your space and doing this challenge. And please, I want to acknowledge you for taking this on and being committed. And I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait. If you're coming along with me in Full Body Reset, I cannot wait to work with you more and see you just completely take off and thrive and help you get there. If you're not joining us, why not? If you're not joining us, I wish you the best of luck. And I hope you will consider it, because I would love to continue on with you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.